Have you ever heard sayings like, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence? Two wrongs don't make a right. These sayings are called Proverbs, and every culture has a collection of sayings that offer you a wise advice about how to live your life. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn a popular English sayings with their definitions and examples. And it is meant to improve your English vocabulary and your English cultural knowledge. And it will make you sound like a native speaker, so if you're interested, keep watching. Number 1. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
The grass was always greener on the other side of the fence.
The grass is always greener is the proverb that teaches us not to be jealous, which means not to want what other people have. It may seem like everyone around you has greener grass, meaning better car, better jobs, etc. But your neighbor probably thinks that you have greener grass too, which means that your friends or other people think that you have better looks, happier family, etc. So instead of thinking what everyone else has, this proverb wants you to be grateful for what you have. I think being grateful is very powerful because it makes you happy at least. Let's look at some examples. It just seems they have this perfect life, always traveling, spending time together, but the grass is always greener on the other side. I'm sure they have their own problems that no one else can see. Or another example, the grass is always greener on the other side. The sooner you realize that and stop comparing your life to others, the happier you'll be. Number 2, don't judge the book by its cover.
Never judge a book by its cover.
The common saying means that you shouldn't form your opinion about a person or things just by looking at their or its outside appearance. After all, you can't tell what the book will be about just by looking at its cover. Just as you cannot know someone's personality, characteristics, and qualities based just on their looks. For example, I fell in love with a house after seeing a few photos of it from the outside. It was beautiful with a lovely yard. And because the market is so competitive, I was tempted to put in an offer without seeing more photos or seeing it in person. And I'm glad I didn't. As they say, you can't judge the book by its cover. The inside was terrible. Every room needed work. Number 3, strike while the iron is hot.
May as well strike while the iron is hot.
This is pretty old expression, comes from the days of blacksmiths. Those are people who work with metal. In order to shape the metal, blacksmiths would have to beat it with a hammer. And iron is easier to work with when it's hot. This proverb or saying means that you should take advantage of the moment. If an opportunity presents itself to you, take it. Take action because the chance may not come again. For example, you did a great job at work and now your boss is very pleased with you, and your colleague might tell you, ask your boss for a favor now while he is in a good mood. Strike while the iron is hot. Number 4, when in Rome, do as Romans do. When you are a visitor somewhere away from home, you should act like everyone else. And it's not you being hypocrite, it's you being polite. It is polite to do so, and it could keep you from getting into trouble. This proverb is from the ancient days of the Roman Empire. when the capital city had visitors from all over the world. And the cultures were very different between the cities in those times. But while in Rome, you would behave like a Roman, no matter where you are from. For example, the diplomat believed, when in Rome, do as Romans do. So he made an effort to learn the language and the customs of the people where he lived and worked. Number 5. Honesty is the best policy.
Well, I'm sure your dad told you that honesty is the best policy.
Me personally, I think that lies can destroy your life, your relationships, and so on. It's never good. But sometimes people lie and lie a lot. And lying a lot can be very difficult because you can forget your lies.
I forgot.
And soon enough, someone will find out that you're lying. And then you're in trouble. Or even if no one ever finds out, you will feel guilty for not telling the truth. But if you are honest and tell the truth, people will believe you and respect you. You will earn their trust and sleep well at night. So that's why honesty is the best policy. Number 6. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
It would be amazing if the first time you picked up the guitar, you could play it like a rock star. Or if the first time you got in a car, you could drive it like a professional. Or if you could speak English perfectly after just one lesson. But unfortunately, it doesn't work this way. And usually everything is difficult when you are a beginner. But if you stick with it, if you keep practicing, you can master anything. A very good example is a tennis player believes that practice makes perfect and spends every evening playing tennis. Number 7. An apple a day keeps doctor away. As you probably know, an apple is full of vitamin C, which keeps you healthy. However, the apple in this proverb means eating healthy in general. So if you eat well and your diet includes a lot of fruits and vegetables, there will be no need to visit a doctor. So apple refers to healthy habits in this phrase. Number 8. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
2 wrongs do not make a right.
If someone insults you or harms you or does something bad to you, which means like does something wrong to you, doing the same to them, which means like doing the second wrong thing, will not make everything okay. It will most likely cause a back and forth fight without end. So if someone is mean to you, don't be mean to them in return because it's not right to do so. It will never lead to something good. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Number 9. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Better be safe than sorry.
Which means to do everything possible to keep bad things from happening to you. And it only takes a second to put on a seatbelt or to check that you locked the door. But if you're not safe, the bad results can last a lifetime. So it's best for you to be careful, or otherwise you'll be sorry. And it's better to be safe than sorry. Number 10. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
I mean, if we bite off more than we can chew, we'll lose everything.
If you take a bite of a food that's too big, you won't be able to chew. Plus, you could choke on all of that extra food. It's the same if you take more work or responsibility than you can handle. And as the result, you will have a difficult time. So it's best not to get involved in too many projects because you will not be able to focus and get them all done well. Number 11. You made your bed, now you have to lie in it.
I made my bed, I should lie in it, right?
I'm sure no one likes sleeping in a poorly made bed. If you make your bed badly, you cannot switch with someone else. You just have to sleep in that bed that you have just made. So this proverb uses bed making to describe any bad situation in which you may find yourself. You can't trade places with anyone else. You must live with the results of your action. If you have created this unpleasant or unfortunate situation, which means you have to deal with this. So just make good choices and make your bed well so you would love to lie in it. For example, you are the one who stopped paying rent, which is why the landlord shut off the heating in the first place. You've made your bed, now you lie in it. Number 12. First things first.
First things first.
This proverb advises you to do things in the right order. Do not skip over the more difficult or less enjoyable tasks in order to get to the easier task. For example, you have an exam tomorrow and you have to get ready for it. And at the same time, your friend is having a party at his house and he is inviting you over. And you should study for the exam first. And then the party would be more fun to you. But the exam is more important, so it should be done first. First things first. For example, you should have read the instruction manual before you started the assembling process. First things first. Number 13. It's the tip of the iceberg.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Only a small amount of the iceberg can be seen above the surface of the water. Most of it lies below. This proverb uses the iceberg to describe a situation where you are only beginning to understand the problem or a certain situation. A little signs that you can see are in fact a part of a much larger picture. And we can think of many different icebergs. How about the iceberg of success? Usually people see the tip of the iceberg, they see success. But what lies below the surface? And very often people do not see dedication, hard work, discipline, disappointments sometimes, your sacrifice, your failures that led you to your success. A success can be just a tip of the iceberg. And one more example. Her success is just the tip of the iceberg. She had to fight very hard to get to the position where she's at. And we just didn't see that. Number 14. No news is good news.
No news is good news, right?
No information about a situation suggests that nothing bad has happened. This phrase is said by families waiting nervously for the news of a father or a son who has gone to war. To receive news would mean hearing that your loved one has been killed, captured, or hurt. Even though it's very difficult to know nothing about what's happening, it's still better than hearing bad news. For example, we haven't heard anything from the hospital today, but I suppose no news is good news, which means everything is okay and nothing bad has happened. Number 15. Easy come, easy go. Money, fame, or anything that happens easily can be lost just as quickly. If you get a lot of money or suddenly become famous, you could lose that money or fame very quickly, since you didn't work hard to earn it. English has many proverbs, and these are just the tip of the iceberg. But you don't want to bite off more than you can chew, right? So start with these English proverbs and sayings, and you will sound like a native speaker in no time. And guys, please, if you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and practice. Practice those things right away. Remember, practice makes perfect. When you practice what you learn, it will stay with you. So, learn English, change your life and the life of those around you. Until next time.